Imagine the outrage if we found out that World Star Hip Hop was a team of Caucasians. The outrage it would be. Wow, we letting them make us look that bad. Oh man, it would be boycotts. It'd be sorority sisters all over again.
I think we can all agree that World Star is probably the most controversial website out there right now. It constantly loads up these fight videos, sometimes even men fighting women, and you can also see a lot of, sexual activity. I'm not going to even get into detail about, what you can see on World Star because, it's pretty ugly. I recently listened to an interview from, a brother I respect by the name of Dash Living, and he said that we need sites like World Star because they show the ugly truth in the black community, and we can't have one without having the other. We always got to have something as a reminder as to what's really going on in our own communities. I want to get your thoughts on that, man. Do you agree with that statement, or do you disagree?
I mean, man, need is a strong word. I don't know that we necessarily need World Star to remind us of what is wrong in our communities, our neighborhoods, in our cities, in our country, especially from the experience of us as African American people, black people, Moorish people, whatever you want to call us, Americans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if we necessarily need World Star. I don't know. Maybe in Montana there's some black folks that live on a farm and they're in their own world and they're homeschooled without internet and cable, and well, if they don't have internet, then they're not gonna be able to see World Star.
Right.
But maybe internet is all they have to understand culture and what's going on outside of the world, and World Stars it's helping them to see that outside of their farm there's things that needs fixing. Like I say, need is a strong word, but that's one of the main reasons why I don't watch television outside of mostly sports and a few times when I'm hanging with some people outside of where I live, because there's a reminder daily just between internet and television of what's wrong. That's one of the things that they love to portray about us. Honestly, give me 10 wholesome shows that are chock filled with information, positivity, and the bright side of being black in America, and give them to me quick, because the average person probably couldn't tell me. Name 10 shows off the top of your head. I could tell you what they can name. They can talk about Scandal. They can talk about whatever Housewives or whatever love and hip hop city it is in. They can talk about whatever music videos they see. They can talk about the news, the murder rate in Chicago. They can talk about the education in the majority minority school districts. They can get that from the news. So to say that we need World Star, maybe somebody needs it, but I think the majority of us as people who are considered the minority, we already know the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because the ugly always has a national platform. You always get that. People were real big. I guess that was last year or whatever. T.J. Holmes had a show, Don't Sleep. It was something that was going to be informative. It was something that was going to shed a positive light on our community. It was something that was considered risky because this show might not get the ratings that Tyler Perry's show might get, or one of these television series that's already been proven that it's a success.
Daniels, Empire.
Yeah, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And people were big. Support that, stay up, watch it. It come on at 10 o'clock, but stay up and watch it. And what happened? I ain't heard nothing about the show. He probably working on some other news network now. I follow him a little bit, but I know he ain't talking about that show no more. And so, there's a reason that these images and these brands that we get boxed into are the ones that thrive. World Star, it's for young people mainly anyway. They are in school all day. So a lot of the times when they get out of school, they want to do something that doesn't involve thinking. They're mentally exhausted. So they want to do things where they're not forced to think. They want to be entertained, similar to adults a lot of times. And so we have these websites where you show us fighting, cursing, being foolish in public, music that can't get played on the radio, not even, you don't see a lot of talent a lot of times. And if there is some talent on there, it's something that's already been put out there in the industry, or somebody is paying top dollar to get that top box spot to watch that. But you know what I'm saying, along the way with all these negative images, we've forgotten how important it is to positively reinforce good things and jewels and gems into our children. They see the negative all the time. They're in love with the negative. Negativity takes the front seat in a lot of ways in their lives. World Star purpose is to entertain negatively or comically, and I don't know if there's necessarily a need for it because there's an abundance of it already. And so we need to focus on putting more positive images out there, and we got to focus on having our positive images in the informative news, the documentaries and the television shows and the movies and the websites that portray us in the proper way, in the proper perspective. We need to focus on that becoming something that's popular, something that's wanted. We have to, first off, we got to teach children and adults to respect originality. Just because it's not what you're used to seeing doesn't mean that it's something that you don't want to see. But you got to get to that point. You got to teach them to diversify their interests. Hey man, it's nothing wrong with turning off the rap every now and then, the hip hop every now and then, and playing some jazz. The true black music, the true American art form that was created. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn how to accept criticism, because that's the only way that we can improve. You know what I'm saying? We got to learn not to fall victim to our expectations. Just because people expect you to fight and people pull their camera out, that don't mean you got to fight and get on YouTube and get on World Star. Don't fall victim to the expectations. You can be different, and there's nothing wrong with being different because people act like it's a disease. You know what I'm saying? But you notice that, I'll use one person as an example, he always flaunts how different he is. And when he does that, he always sets the latest trend. Kanye West. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we got to teach our children, don't follow Kanye because Kanye cool. If you're going to do anything like Kanye, be different like Kanye. That's one of the few things that I like about Kanye, is the fact that he's different and he's unapologetic about it. That don't mean I want you to be the next Kanye. I want you to be the next you. That's what everybody got the ability to do. But world star hip hop, you know, if it has a purpose, it's an oversaturated purpose, because we got enough people that are not directly involved in our culture already portraying us that way. And imagine this. Imagine how much outrage, because I'm pretty sure the creators of World Star, because I think I would have heard it by now. Imagine the outrage if we found out that World Star Hip Hop was a team of Caucasians. The outrage it would be. Wow, we letting them make us look that bad. Oh man, it would be boycotts. It'd be sorority sisters all over again. You know what I'm saying? But since I'm pretty sure they have some black people that are involved with them in the creation, or somebody of another minority or race that's not necessarily white or European or whatever, we become okay with it. And that's because, and that's the sad part about it. It's not okay for anybody else to make us look bad, or maybe we're not smart enough to catch on when they make us look bad. But when we make ourselves look bad, we're comfortable and okay with it, because we don't want to knock nobody hustle.